Welcome to Iraqi Dinar Update, your go-to source for the latest news, expert insights, and real-time developments on Iraq's currency, economy, and financial reforms. Whether you're a long-time investor or just curious about the dinar, you're in the right place. In the evolving economic landscape of the Middle East, there has been growing speculation surrounding a potential adjustment to the Iraqi dinar's exchange rate. Over recent months, chatter among observers, analysts, and those closely following Iraq's monetary developments has intensified. Much of this talk points toward the possibility of a significant revaluation of the dinar, with some suggesting that a new exchange rate could emerge at approximately $1.32 to one Iraqi dinar. It is important to stress, however, that while such figures circulate with increasing frequency, there remains no official confirmation from authoritative bodies like the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, or the World Bank. Instead, the current environment is one of informed speculation, drawn from an accumulation of public reports, official statements, economic indicators, and strategic policy shifts. Despite these promising developments, the reality is that the timing of any significant currency revaluation remains uncertain. Those hoping for a sudden overnight shift are likely to be disappointed. Economic transitions of this magnitude, particularly in a country emerging from decades of conflict, sanctions, and structural inefficiency, tend to unfold gradually. The process involves not just technical monetary policy decisions, but also the resolution of broader political and security risks. Iraq's political environment, while more stable today than during the height of sectarian violence or ISIS insurgency, is still characterized by factionalism, regional tensions, and external pressures. Each of these factors could either accelerate or delay the pace of monetary reform. Moreover, one must consider the broader global context. International institutions like the IMF and World Bank operate under mandates that prioritize economic stability over abrupt disruption. Any currency adjustment would need to be carefully calibrated to avoid destabilizing inflation, undermining public confidence, or triggering capital flight. In other words, while the underlying fundamentals may suggest that the Iraqi dinar is undervalued relative to Iraq's wealth in oil, gas, minerals, and human capital, the pathway to restoring its purchasing power must be navigated with extreme caution. One cannot ignore that the evidence for these anticipated changes lies largely in the collection of official articles, press releases, financial updates, and policy documents emanating from Iraqi and international sources. These articles, while often technical and nuanced, offer important clues about the direction of policy. For instance, recent statements from the CBI governor have emphasized the bank's commitment to stability, growth, and compliance with international standards. Similarly, IMF reports on Iraq consistently stress the need for exchange rate flexibility, proper reserves management, and deepened financial sector reforms. Each piece of information, while not definitive on its own, adds a tile to the mosaic forming the bigger picture. The fact that such a concerted effort is underway, involving not just Iraq's own institutions but also heavyweight global players like the IMF, World Bank, and U.S. Treasury, underscores the seriousness of the project. These organizations do not engage in monetary reform casually. The public discussion surrounding the dinar's potential revaluation has, understandably, created a sense of excitement among investors and ordinary Iraqis alike. For many, the prospect of a stronger dinar is not merely a financial matter, but a symbol of national pride and a hopeful future. Yet it is crucial to ground expectations in reality. Transformations of this magnitude require meticulous planning, careful sequencing, and above all, political will. Even with all the technical prerequisites in place, without cohesive leadership and a clear national vision, progress could stall. It is also important to acknowledge that monetary reform carries risks. A rapid appreciation of the dinar, if mishandled, could make Iraqi exports less competitive, hamper non-oil sectors, or create unintended economic dislocations. This is why the IMF and World Bank's involvement is so critical. These institutions have decades of experience guiding countries through complex monetary transitions. Their cautious, phased approach may at times seem frustratingly slow to outside observers eager for immediate change, but it is designed to maximize long-term success while minimizing short-term shocks. Looking ahead, the key indicators to watch will include continued strengthening of Iraq's foreign currency reserves, ongoing anti-corruption efforts within the banking system, stabilization of the parallel market exchange rate, progress on digital financial services, and legislative reforms aimed at improving the investment climate. Each of these factors will contribute to building the foundation necessary for a sustainable currency adjustment. In the meantime, it is wise to remain attuned to developments as reported through official articles and releases. These sources offer the clearest window into the thinking of Iraq's policymakers and their international partners. They also allow those closely following Iraq's progress to separate credible signals from mere rumor. While no one can predict with certainty the exact timing or the precise rate at which the dinar might be adjusted, the accumulation of evidence points unmistakably to a future where Iraq's currency carries greater strength, respect, and utility both at home and abroad. Ultimately, while the specifics of the $1.32 figure and the precise timeline remain uncertain, what is clear is that a major monetary evolution is underway in Iraq. The combined efforts of the central bank, the IMF, the World Bank, and the U.S. Treasury reflect a shared recognition of Iraq's potential and a commitment to helping the country realize that potential through sound economic stewardship. The road ahead may be long and at times uneven, but the destination, a more prosperous, sovereign, and financially integrated Iraq, seems increasingly within reach. The articles chronicling these developments are not just dry reports, they are milestones on a journey toward national renewal. Until such time as the Central Bank of Iraq officially announces a new exchange rate and the mechanisms of its implementation, all figures, including the often quoted $1.32, must be regarded as speculative. Nevertheless, the very fact that such discussions are now widespread across the Middle East and among international financial institutions is a powerful indicator that the groundwork for transformative change is being laid patiently and methodically, piece by piece. Thanks for tuning in to Iraqi Dinar Update. If you found this content helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a beat on Iraq's evolving financial landscape. Stay informed and stay ready.